What's up, guys? Today we're going to be looking at 5 tips. Tips to be better at skateboarding. Not necessarily tricks, but just tips. So the first thing I want to talk about is tic-tacs. When you're first learning to skate, practice tic-tacking, regular and switch. Practice riding your skateboard both ways, regular and switch. Tic-tacs are really important because they're the first thing you do that really builds board control. So unless you're some kind of prodigy, you're not going to be able to ollie or kickflip for a long time when you first start skating. But you will be able to do basic things like this. So practice putting all your weight on your back foot and kind of stopping on the tail. And then do the same thing, switch the other way, on the nose. Practice doing that because when you're first learning to skate, one of the main ways you fall is your board slips out. You're leaning too far back and you slip out. Now that can be prevented by just going like this. So get really comfortable doing this, and you'll save yourself from falling on your butt so much. You won't have to shoot out and fall backwards because you know how to stop like this. And after you get really comfortable with that, tic-tacs are just kind of a basic thing that help you to build more board control. I go back and forth. I think longboards are easier to ride, but I think skateboards are easier to manipulate like this because they're a lot lighter and smaller. So I would get like a really wide, flat board. This is a 9.25 transportation unit deck. It's got a really flat, mellow nose and tail, and I think that's good for when you're first starting out, because there's not as much distance from the tip of the tail to the ground. So when you're doing this, it's kind of easy, maybe even some small wheels at first, so you really don't have a lot of room there. If the board's a little steeper, that might be a little more difficult to balance in this area right here, like you're doing a manual, The next thing I want to talk about is nose manuals and manuals, because once you're learning to put your weight back like that, you're kind of in that manual for a second. So while you're learning that, go ahead and try to hold it a little bit, Try to actually roll and maybe hold a manual for a second before you put that tail down. And doing that right away, I feel like is going to set you up for success later on when you're trying to learn manuals. All right, so if you're moving slow enough, that will save you from falling. But if you're moving really fast, you actually have to learn how to fall. So that's the next thing I want to talk about, is when you're falling on your skateboard, don't go straight arm like this and just fall straight onto one arm, because that's how you get hurt and break your arm. So watch how I fall in this clip. I do go to my arms, but they're not straight. I try to kind of curl up when I fall. So I tuck everything in, especially your head. If you're falling really fast, kind of tuck your head, bend your arms, bend your knees. So what I'm doing here, I'm falling forward on a nose manual. Usually on nose manuals, you can just walk out of it like this, but if you're going fast enough, your nose might hit the ground and you might have to run out of it. And sometimes when you run out of it, you have to fall forward. So what I'm doing is I'm bending my arms, I'm tucking my head and everything in, and I'm catching myself with my arms, and then I'm rolling and hitting my shoulder so I don't hit my head. So you don't want to damage your brain or your brain cells. They're not going to fix themselves like your arm might. So you don't want to hit your head. So wear a helmet, tuck in, roll, try to hit your shoulder or your back, land, on something meaty. Some of you guys might not have meaty arms and shoulders like I do, but try to roll onto something where there's meat. If you've got a big butt, land on your butt. All right, so besides falling like that, when you're just bailing on your board and just like jumping out of something, try to land your feet as flat as possible and try to land kind of on the ball of your foot, not just straight on your heel. So you want to wear kind of thin shoes when you're learning to skate. Maybe some high top, like shoes that are very thin on the bottom. I'm not talking about thin on the top. I'm talking about thin on the sole. Because if your shoe's really thick and you have an insole in there or something and you land on the side of your foot, you have more of a chance to roll your ankle. So try not to land on the side of your foot or dip your toe into the ground, because that's one of the worst things that can happen to you on a skateboard. You don't want to land straight on your heel on one foot, because if you have a thin shoe and you land on your heel, that impact is going to go all the way up through your body. You're going to get a heel bruise. So try to land with your feet flat, kind of on the ball of your foot. Just make sure you don't dip your toe down into the ground. So if you want to be more of a technical skater and learn tricks someday, take your tic-tacs to the next level. So mess around with stairs. Practice tic-tacking onto a stair and off. Just do that all the time. Wake up, get out there, and tic-tac onto your stair in front of your house or downtown or at the skate park. Get good at skating in the streets before you ever skate at the skate park. That's important. Come on. Like people think that you learn at the skate park. Unless you have a skate park like this where no one ever skates, then don't try to learn to skate at a busy skate park. Go skate in the street for a couple years before you go to the skate park. If these were normal stairs like you'd have in the street, you could even walk up them, you know. But this one you kind of have to walk a little bit and then get up there. So before you learn to get onto a ledge, you need to know how to get off of it, because when you get on, you have to get off. So to get off of a ledge, it's easier than ollieing. You put your tail on there, your back foot is on the tail, and that's just so you can balance up here on the ledge, and then your front foot goes over the front bolts, and you just kind of lean forward and put those wheels to the ground. It'd be better if the ledge was a little smaller than this, but watch if I just put my front foot down. I roll forward. All my weight's going over my front foot when I'm dropping in, so I'm basically just dropping into this ledge. Just straight down. Over time, you can learn to pop off, but at first, you just kind of drop in. After that, practice just like rolling up onto the stair and like stalling on your nose or your tail. So this is my tail. I'm going switch up to it. Stall on there and come off. I'll do the nose. Just anything you can do on a ledge, even like kind of like a disaster type thing, and learning to shift your weight to fall off of that. Yeah, I think this is important for beginners. Learn to get into kind of like a disaster on there and figure out how to get out of this. Do some problem solving. So, you know, you may be able to just roll off. You may have to kind of roll into some kind of a pivot type thing where your truck actually hits and then fall off. Whatever works, just mess around with this until something works and you can get off of a stair like this. I mean, if you could do that, that'd be pretty impressive. I almost couldn't do it there. Or even like some kind of a front rock, like a switch front rock. You can almost treat this like a little quarter pipe. Do rock and rolls and rock to fakies and stuff like that, just on the side of a little curb. That's going to teach you board control when you're first learning to skate before you even know how to ollie. Learning how to ollie is going to take a lot more time than something like this. Everybody I've ever known that was really good as a kid is a Woodward kid, so go to skate camp. That's at least 5. You guys should be happy with that. Also, move somewhere warm. Like, it's freezing today for no reason. Move to Southern California or Florida and you'll skate better. I guarantee it. If you're in a bigger city, more people are going to push you and they're going to like pick on you, and that's going to make you a better skateboarder. If you're in like a surf city, there's going to be a lot of skaters. So coastal cities, definitely living in Los Angeles or like Daytona Beach or Miami or San Francisco or San Diego, anywhere on the coast where there's a lot of skateboarders, just living in those cities, it's going to make you a better skateboarder. There's going to be more influence, more people to push you and drive you to get better at skateboarding, better skate parks in those areas. So, I mean, if you really, really want to get good, maybe go somewhere where there are good skateboarders. Stay tuned, because on this channel, I've got a how to walk the dog video coming up soon, maybe next. I already filmed it. It's kind of like a tic-tac, but it's a little different. Another good tip for beginner skateboarders is to listen to music while you're skating. Listen to something that pumps you up. For me lately, that has helped push me to try things that I wouldn't have tried if I wasn't listening to music. So For me personally, sometimes I get into a state where I only listen to music when I'm in love or I have a broken heart. But just trying to listen to different kinds of music. There's a motorcycle starting behind me. Just try out some different stuff. Try out some like really poppy stuff, maybe even pop music. Try out some rock, some rap, something. Try listening to different kinds of music because everybody's different, and something might inspire you that might never inspire me. Lately, I've been listening to the magnetic fields while I skate, and I feel like Stephen Merritt's voice and some of his lyrics really push me. It almost brings up some pain in my past, like regurgitates that, and that pain pushes me. What is this motorcycle doing? It's a little moped thing, whatever you call it. So yeah, for me, the magnetic fields kind of brings up some pain from my past, and that pain pushes me to skate harder. So yeah, if you listen to some music like when you were going through a hard time, maybe try something like that. Try to revive that pain and saddle it and ride it like a horse. So the main reasons I made this video was, number one, to trick you into listening to the magnetic fields and songs that Stephen Merritt writes. And number two was the tic-tac thing. I think that's really important. People get into skating and they're like, I want to learn to ollie, I want to learn to kickflip, but no, learn to tic-tac. It sounds stupid. Sounds like a breath mint, but just do it. It's gonna make you a better skateboarder. Tic-tac around town. Don't even skate forward, just tic-tac everywhere you go. So I forgot my water. But the worst thing about forgetting your water at the gym is there's a ton of water just sitting around at the gym that I can't drink because it's not my water. There, we got a whole McDonald's cup over here. Yeah, so I'm pretty thirsty. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like this kind of content, just reviews, tutorials, and videos about me as I grow as a skateboarder, then scroll through my channel. I got a lot of videos on here, and hit that subscribe button because I got a lot of videos to come. Thanks for watching.